I wanted to talk about a few different ways to take B on Cobblestone because this map's probably one of my favorite maps just because of how big it is and how like usually most of the takes you get are like super freestyle-y, especially the A takes, but we're not gonna talk about those now. Like the B takes are the only ones that are kind of cut and dry, you know, cookie cutter versions of the same strat over and over again that most teams use. But so I figured we would learn the standard stuff first and we can figure out what we want to do for A later. But there's 4 smokes, sometimes 5, but there's 4 smokes on the B side that you can throw. A lot of them you can throw them like really freestyle-y, and you know, throw them on the fly against like throwing them off this wall. But 2 of which you have to throw that way because I haven't found a consistent way to throw them the other way, because they always bounce off of a bunch of shit if you want to throw them behind. But anyways, first smoke, the sidewalk smoke. You come into this corner and you aim. There's these corners of this castle top right here, like the nodes, the corners of the thing. You're gonna aim at this one, and you're gonna look a little bit to the right. Right there, you're throw it. It'll bounce off of that thing, and it'll land one of 2 ways. It'll either land that way, which is still fine. I mean, it's good enough for what it is. No one plays like there's a gap right here, but nobody plays right here. This is actually kind of a dumb place to play. If somebody plays right here, they'll get flashed and they'll have nowhere to go and they'll die anyway. So it's not a huge deal for there to be a gap. This is mostly to deal with the guy that's playing in drop room, or the guy that's playing far on sidewalk. But like I said, it can land in 2 ways. And it's kind of, for me, it seems kind of random. It's either gonna fully drop all the way down here, or it's gonna bounce off of this thing, and it's gonna land a little bit closer. But it does enough. It covers what you need it to cover, and especially since like a lot of the time you're not going to need this smoke just because there's usually going to be a guy coming from drop and he's going to sandwich this guy who's playing in drop room anyway. So it's not the most essential smoke most of the time, but it's still a good smoke to have. But you can throw this smoke on the fly, which is usually a little bit better idea, where you can just aim like below this thing on the wall. I guess it's supposed to be a window. Just aim a little bit below that thing, or a little bit at it, and just kind of give it a run throw. That's the exact reason why I don't think it's a consistent way to throw this smoke, because it has to bounce off these stairs, and sometimes it fucks up how you throw it. Let me see if I can actually get it right. I don't know. There's a way you can do it. It's something to practice and warm up, but practice and team practice. But it's not an easy smoke. So like, I don't know. Normally it's better to just master the smoke from back here. But there's that smoke. You can throw a left side chicken coop smoke, but coming into the same corner, there's this crack on the wall right there. You're gonna aim a little bit to the left of that, like on the left side of it, and like up to the wall, and then you throw it. Lineup's really not that strict. It's always just gonna bounce on the roof and come here. And smokes off this side of chicken coop. So yeah, this guy's screwed. He has to come through and come to the other side. And then there's 2 bomb site smokes. One that lands like there, and one lands up there. For the here, I'll try to show impacts. But it's gonna be between there and there. They're both just ones that you just kind of run through as you're coming out, but you don't actually have to expose yourself to anything but like close there. So it's not, you don't have to peek out that far. But first one, there's a bunch of dark spots on the wall. You're gonna aim at this one, a little bit below that. Lower the better. Like it's better to be too low than too high. And you're gonna run through it. It's for people playing this angle, like on the statue this angle, and for the guy that's on this side of the chicken coop, or for the opera that's here. Like it's not going to cover everything. It's not going to cover this part of it, so you don't really want to swing too wide, but it covers enough for you to get out right here. So this guy has to take. This guy's not going to really have anywhere to go. He's either have to come up in the open, or he's going to, because if he tries to swing too wide, he's going to run into the other smoke, which is this one. where you aim like in this general area at that piece of cobblestone, like right there, and they're just gonna do the same thing. Just give it pretty much the same run through. That one actually landed weird. It landed on the little corner thing, or on a little ledge, but it's good enough. It does its job. It's to stop people playing this close corner right here, playing anywhere around the statue. So if this guy tries to come out through this smoke, he's going to come around into another smoke. So it's like it covers all of the bomb site. Again, the way these smokes land aren't really too important as long as they hit somewhere in the general area that they need to, because you're going to be coming out with them anyway. So yeah, that one's better. That one's more normal. Is how I expected it to land. But yeah, it makes it so that the people, like, these smokes pop and you're throwing flashes with them. So like the guys on site are trying to adjust to play angles where the smokes aren't going to be in their way, and then they're going to be running out in the open. And they're going to be running into flashes. They're going to run into all the flashes coming over, and they're going to be blinded, and then you just get free kills coming out. Or they're just going to have to hide in the smoke, so they're going to be in like really awkward situations. So those are going to be the smokes for like the 3 to 4 guys that are becoming this way on a long B. The last guy's going to be going drop. This is going to be the lurker, and he's going to... Alternatively, you can do this strat a little bit later in the round and have one of the B guys come and watch the flank from back here. It's probably preferable just because this strat gets really eaten up by somebody who just decides to go YOLO and rush through mid or rush long and come all the way around. So if someone tries to flank you fast, you kind of want to watch for that. But the drop guy can play it in 2 ways, and it kind of dictates how the strat's going to play out. Like the strat can play out in 2 different ways. The first one, the drop guy throws a window smoke. Throws like he can throw a couple of Molotovs. Like he can throw a where's the spot right there? I'm throwing fire. He can throw that Molotov, which burns this guy. He can throw the close under Molotov. Throwing fire. Which burns the guy playing like anywhere around here with a shotgun. Really difficult to get this guy. You either have to double nade him or like throw nades like this. Grenade. Or you have to throw the Molotov. It's basically it. Because it's like I playing under with a Mag 7 is just such a strong position, just because of how close he can play with it, and it's like there's not really much you can do other than just mauling it. Like you can't, if you peek it too far, he's gonna be able to get you before you can shoot him, or you have to just YOLO or drop down. It's a really good position for a CT, but if you play it too much, they can adapt to it. But yeah, the first variant of strategy is to smoke window, throw a molly wherever, and then he's gonna get out drop. And like ideally he's going to be coming down with his Molotov, so they won't hear the footsteps drop. They'll just hear the Molotov pop and they'll hear him come down. And he's gonna be coming out at the same time. The timing here is really important. He's going to be coming out at the same time the B-long guys are coming out. So you're going to coordinate your smokes like that. And so these guys can sandwich the guy that's playing on sidewalk or in drop room. And like the connector guy, if they're playing 2 drop with the guy in the windows guy's gonna be smoked, and you're gonna kind of watch for the smoke. Like you're gonna watch for the smoke in the beginning to see if the guy runs through it, but usually they won't. So you'll kill the guy. These guys will somehow kill the guy drop one way or another, hopefully for free. But if not, at the very least, you make it a 4v4. And then the drop guy, and then you just kind of clear the site. And this is usually the variant where there's no sidewalk smoke. So if you're gonna have no sidewalk smoke, you can. The 5th smoke on the team can be used as like a post-plant smoke where you just smoke the doors, the connector doors. Throwing smoke! Or something. Like, it can be used where needed. Because like pretty much everybody else is going to be rotating through connector once you can deal with all the side guys. But from that, you're gonna obviously want to use flashes with this. So like you can throw a bunch of different flashes. You can throw this flash is really good. It's a one-way flash, so like you can throw it and peek with it, and you won't get blinded by it. I'm throwing a flashback. Like you can throw it and your teammates won't be blinded by it. You can also throw flashes like just over the wall, general areas. Like it doesn't really matter.
I'm throwing a flashbang. Flashbang.
All these are gonna land. All these are gonna land in the tree, somewhere in the general vicinity, except for that one. That one's gonna like bounce over that. But the rest of these are all gonna be in the tree. So if they don't see them, if they don't initially see them coming through like this, like say because they're gonna be thrown usually immediately after a smoke is thrown. So if your smoke pops and you throw a bunch of flashes and they don't see them originally being thrown, then they're all gonna pop in the tree and they're not gonna see any. And they're just gonna get raped by every flash. But that's pretty much it. Once the smokes and the flashes are out, you just come out and you take the site. Like, the most important place to clear is this side of, like, the most important place to clear is somebody just hiding in chicken coop, like, just generally hiding in chicken coop somewhere. And to clear that, you can molly it. You aim, like, to the left of the door. Like, it's important for it to be the left because you want to get it to bounce. You want it to bounce so that it actually lands in the chicken coop. It's kind of a hard lineup to freestyle it, but yeah, you want it to bounce like that so that it gets in the chicken coop. And it burns all of this. It burns enough to where this is smoke, so it burns enough to where the only place they're going to be is hiding in the smoke. Which they could be. I don't know. Like, if you're scared of somebody hiding in the smoke, you can just spam the smoke after some time has passed. Like, if you molly chicken coop, nobody comes out, you can spam the smoke if you're worried about another guy being on site. Or just naturally just spam the chicken coop or something. It's, I don't know, you can do it. You can do whatever you want. It depends on how the CDs are playing. But once that comes out, you just want to like take the site methodically. And the way you want to come out, like, you kind of want one guy to be playing with the drop guy that's coming out, and like double team the guy that plays like on this side. Or in the connector doors, like you want two guys to be dedicated to dealing with this guy, and you want everybody else to be dealing with people playing in the site. And this is all going to be smoke, so you want to deal with people playing under, like the close guys first, because people can play under this with like a mag or play under this with like a mag or something. So you want to deal with those guys, and then you want to come out around the smokes, and you want to clear this angle, clear in chicken coop, clear on the site, and definitely clear everywhere in this, definitely clear in the smokes. So like if you're coming out and you're noticing that you haven't really, if you're coming out and you've noticed that you haven't really encountered anybody, and if it's not an eco round, so you know they haven't stacked A, then you want to start like spamming smokes or something, or being weary that they could be hiding in smokes. But once that comes out, you have complete control of the site, and this will probably be smoked. So the only thing you have to worry about is people retaking from the flank, or people coming through drop, or I guess people coming through the smoke. But I mean, if someone's coming through the smoke, that's probably gonna be a free frag anyway. But good post plant positions to be in. I mean, being in chicken coop on a post plant is pretty good. Like, you can plant it in quite a few different places. You can like plant it in the flower pots. You can plant it on the statue. Like, most plants are good, but you generally want to plant it so that you can set up a crossfire with,
Planted.
like, you want to set it up so that this guy can see it, and this guy can see it, and this guy can see it, and this guy can see it. So that you just have a bunch of different angles that you can be seeing it from.
I'm planted.
I think that plant's not that great. I don't know, but just generally playing it out in the open is a pretty good idea. You want to be able to get in a good post plant positions. Like, here's a good one. Probably the best is like right here. Like, this is probably the best post plant position you can have. You definitely want at least one guy playing here, looking at the bomb like that, and also of course being careful to flank. But or you could have two guys up here. Actually, you could have one guy playing from here and one guy playing from here, like the corner like this. And one guy can just play in this corner like this with like his gun on the wall, make sure his gun doesn't stick out. So you can set up in a bunch of different ways, but you really want to be sure that you have a setup that isn't gonna get. You want to have a coordinated post plant setup so you don't get wrecked by the retake, because this retake's really a really difficult retake for the the CTs, they really shouldn't be able to win this round if it's a 3v3 or a 2v2 or a 4v4. Like they shouldn't be able to retake the site. There's just not enough angles for them to be coming from. So that's the ins and outs of the strat basically. Yeah, nothing too difficult. Smokes aren't too difficult. The IDs aren't too difficult. Honestly, with this strat, the most important thing is the timing and being coordinated enough to clear things methodically and have a good post plant setup. But if you can get everything decently well set up, then it's a really hard thing for the CTs to defend. So yeah, that's it.